Welcome to your webinar, How to Bulletproof Your Business with Legal Contracts. I am so excited that you're here today. I have so much information to share with you, and I hope you will hang in with me till the end. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go over why contracts are so important and answer the first question, what is a contract? And then we can delve into why it is so important for your business. After that, I would like to share with you 3 things you must have in every single contract so that you are legally protected. And when you have your contracts in place, of course, you make more money. But how? We will discuss that as well. And finally, I have a wonderful offer that I would like to share with you, and we will do that at the end of the webinar. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm so happy that you're here today. So who am I? I am Augusta Massey. I am a local attorney that lives in fabulous Las Vegas, but I am also a mother to 2 beautiful children, my son and my daughter, who are my purpose, my why for everything that I do. I am lastly a legal mentor to newbie coaches who have been in business just 0 to 12 months and are looking to protect themselves legally. I empower my coaches to put in the foundational pieces they need to prevent any kind of legal pitfall. I help with contracts, forms, and other information that you may not think you need when you're starting out your business. There are so many things that could go wrong. There are so many things that you need to put in place, and that is where I mentor women and empower coaches to put the legal foundational pieces in place. I hope you're as excited as I am for this webinar because I have a lot of information to share with you. So let's just jump right in. Why are contracts so important? But the first question we need to ask is, what is a contract? So a contract is a legal binding agreement between 2 parties or more. So it's a legal binding agreement between 2 parties or more. The parties have to agree for there to actually be a contract. There needs to be a meeting of the mind, so to speak. Both of you have to understand that you are doing X, she's doing Y, and together you have that contract. But there are many times that you have a contract and you say, oh, this is a contract because I signed it. Signature on a contract does not of itself make a contract. You have to do other things, and there has to be certain elements of a contract. And then another thing, why that signature is not so, does not make a contract valid, is because we have situations where you have minors or intoxicated persons or people mentally affected by drugs or alcohol. They are not in a capacity to enter into a contract. So any contract that was entered into in that state will be voided out. And so this can be huge, especially for health coaches who may be dealing with people in different states of mind. So just because they signed it does not mean that they have the capacity to. Minors are also a good example. Another example is a contract to buy, illegal substances. That contract will not hold up in court. So there are certain contracts that don't hold up just because the 2 parties agree. So that is something that you also want to keep in mind when you're dealing with individuals or clients online. This is why you will see a lot of times people will ask, are you over 18? Do you have the capacity to enter into this contract? The reason they ask that is to make sure that they are protected and their contract does not end up becoming null and void. So now that we know what a contract is, the next thing we need to do is now figure out why they are so important for our business. Why is it so important for your business? I have a couple of reasons why you need each coach needs to have a contract. 1, it sets your clients' expectations. Clients like to have a roadmap. They love to know what to expect and when to expect it. As a coach, you want them to know what to expect so that you have a good working relationship. Anytime that expectations are not set or met, it ends up becoming a dispute later. If you had one thing in mind that you were going to do and your client expected something else and it was never fully discussed and put in writing, it becomes a problem. Now, sometimes you say, but I discussed this with my clients. Why you need the further step of having it in writing is because sometimes when we say something, other people hear something else. Has that happened to you? Or we have selective amnesia, or we forget over time. And sometimes it's not even intentional. People just tend to forget. But putting it down in writing sets that expectation. It also protects you because it lists exactly what you say you're going to do. For example, I am a coach. I will be giving you a 90-day experience. You have one-on-one calls with me. You call at a particular time on a particular day. It is your responsibility as the client for you to set that appointment. Once you have all of that in black and white, a client cannot therefore expect, oh, she never called me in the 90 days, because you have clearly listed that the client is supposed to schedule those appointments. Another thing about setting boundaries, it's also important because women especially, we love to help so many people and we love to do so many things. Setting that boundary will help you not to overstep. As a coach, you are supposed to help your clients and hold them accountable. You don't then want to step into doing for your clients. You want to empower them, not disempower them by doing the work for them. So setting boundaries, very important. It also shows you how you get paid. As Cuba Gooding Jr. said, show me the money. Having the money in black and white takes out the uncomfortableness of having to discuss this later on. It's in black and white. For a 90-day program, I charge $1,500 and it is due and to be paid 30 days before you get started. Now, isn't that just wonderful and so clear? Your clients can see it. There's no issue before they get started. They know what they're committing to money-wise. And you can plan knowing that this money is going to come in because I have a contract in place. It also provides you a remedy if the payment is not made. So you signed a contract and you said, I was going to do XYZ for you. You accepted and said you were going to pay. The amount was $1,500. Your contract should address what happens if that money is not paid. A contract is a good time to sit down and give a roadmap of what should happen should other things that you don't really expect or don't want to happen, but you plan for those in your contract. And then it also explains how that dispute is going to be handled. You don't want a dispute about how much is due or when it's due, but if it does happen, you have a contract that says we go to arbitration or our liquidated damages is $200 or whatever, and however you want that dispute to be handled. Once you have a contract gives you so much clarity. It gives you a lot of, it removes the blocks surrounding money, surrounding the services that you offer your clients, and you can really step into why you're doing that for them. It gives you so much confidence. It gives you feel legit when you have that contract and secure. Now that we know why contracts are so important and why we'll need them, what are the 3 things that you should have in every single contract? So let me give you a little sneak peek of Law School 101. Law School 101 says for you to have a valid and binding contract, these 3 things must always be present. You have to have an offer, there has to be an acceptance, and you have to have consideration. Now, if you're like most coaches, you're starting out, everything is so scary and everything costs money and time. They're your biggest constraints and you're trying to do everything yourself. But when it comes to legal, this is the one area that so many dread, and rightfully so, because one mistake could cost you a lot of money and sometimes even your business. But your business is your life. Your business is your future. Your business is how you protect and provide for yourself and your children. So legal should not be ignored. It will not go away. and you're giving your power away to somebody else when you say, oh, I am not going to get into a contract. Now, so many coaches do this. They go online, they find a form, they find something that looks like a good contract, and then they give it a nice facelift. They give it a makeover. They, delete this here, they put their name here, and they do all the stuff to this contract. They give it a facelift and think, oh, now I have a contract. Even worse, many coaches operate without one. They do this don't ask, don't tell policy. If you don't ask me about it, I won't say anything. And then they keep telling themselves, I'll get to it one day. I'll get to it, until eventually a day becomes a week, and which then becomes a month. And the next thing you know, you're operating in business for a year, 2 years, 3 years, scary stuff, without having any kind of contract. You don't want to do that. And that's why in this call, I will share with you what a contract is and what a good contract is. Because you could have a contract and it doesn't provide you the necessary protection that you need. So you operate under this false blanket of security when you are really exposed. So these are the 3 things you need to have in every contract. If you're doing a makeover, if you're doing one from scratch, which I recommend, these 3 things you have to have. An offer. An offer is, what do you as a coach do for your client? What do you as a coach do for your client? That is your offer. That is, these are my services. This is how I show up every day and help you, my client. This is what I do. I give you guides, resources, access to me by email 24/7. I help you lose weight by holding you accountable to a daily exercise or daily nutrition schedule. All those things make up your offer, and you want to clearly have that delineated in your contract. Now, the next thing is, you want to empower your client to know how they can work with you. What are the things they need to do to make sure that they can then benefit from your services? So this is how you and your clients work together. And for that, it could be making sure you let them know. First, you have to make a deposit, half or payment plan or whatever it is, 20 days, 5 days, immediately before you get started. It also will probably let them know you need to schedule your first call, or you need to go on my website, fill out a sheet, put in information that will help me get a background story about you. Whatever it is, you want to provide your client with that information about how they can accept working with you. And then finally, there needs to be money tied into your contract. So I see some contracts that don't even have a price. Oh, my price is on the website. It's kind of incorporated in there. Oh, people know how much I charge. No, that needs to be in your contract. That is the consideration. That is the money. That is the leverage. And so once that money is included in there and then the deposit is made, my darlings, you now have yourself a binding contract. Okay. And there's one more thing that I need for you to have in every contract. But before I explain that, let me share with you a little bit about the special offer that I am giving. So at the end of this call, I will be giving you a special code for you to get a chance to work with me. Okay, give you a special chance to work with me at the end. I am now offering I'm offering a very reduced price. I got you there, didn't I? I am offering a very reduced price on my contract auditing experience for only $97. This is something I usually double that. So I'm giving you 50% off if you do that with me. And so it's my gift to you to thank you for attending this webinar. The contract audit experience with me, it's a 30-minute phone consultation. We go over your existing contract and we identify areas of improvement. So I just talked about a contract offer and acceptance. We go over that and make sure that you have all those terms. And then if you don't have one, no worries, I'll help you get one together. And lastly, I help you in ways that you can up level with your contract. So If that's something that's of interest to you, you want to hang out till the end so that I can share that information. All right, so going back to my bonus item for you today, an extra thing that you must have in every contract is an escape clause. An escape clause. You always want to know how you get out of this contract. And so here I love Maxine. I don't know if you guys do Maxine cartoons, but I love this lady. And so she keeps hitting the escape button on her computer and she is still here. I just find out funny humor. So you also want that escape clause in your contract. You want to have the ability to terminate a relationship if it's not working well. Now, we're all lovable, and you are so lovable, and everyone loves you and everyone wants to do business with you until you get that person who just hates the fact that you are breathing. And so you want to have a relationship that is open and honest and empowers your clients, but at the same time, if things do not work out, you want to be able to leave. This is the one thing that I see a lot of contracts do not have, and people get tripped off. So when a dispute arises, there is no way to handle that. So you always want to have a termination clause that says, look, if this doesn't work out, I will give you your money back, or I will give you a portion of your money back for the amount of time we've spent together. This is how you terminate it. You can keep all the freebies, you can keep all the goodies, but we will end the relationship immediately. So you want to have that information in your contract on how you get out of that contract if things do not work out. Okay. So if you don't have this in your contract, don't feel guilty. This is the time for you to put it in. And so knowing all of this, you might be feeling a little bit, guilty. I wish I had done this sooner. Or you might even be experiencing paranoia. Like, what if I get sued? And having to do this all myself, you might begin to feel a little bit of overwhelm. But don't feel overwhelmed. It's time for us to get involved in the contract and actually fix it. And so here's a little bit of motivation why you should get your contracts in place. You make more money, and we all want to make more money. So how does having contracts actually help you make more money? Really simple. It boosts your confidence. Knowing that you have a contract in place, knowing that you feel legit, like a true businesswoman, knowing that you're showing up fully and being visible and putting it out there that these are my services, these are my boundaries, these are my expectations. It boosts your confidence. You step into your power. You are a legit businesswoman. It also gives clear expectations and directions to your clients, because now they know exactly what to expect from you. And I trust you, baby, you are going to meet those expectations and exceed it, which leads to raving fans. The more raving fans you have, the more money you actually make. It also puts you back in the driver's seat of your business and of your life. Once you have a contract in place, you also have your own list of things that you have to meet to others. And so now you are also being held accountable, and you take back that control. You control the situation, you control your business, and you let the client know that you're a professional once you have your contract in place. Once you do this, once you have so much more confidence, you are so much better at giving more services. Once your expectations are clear, you have clarity around money, around your duties, around how you help and assist your client. Once you step back into your power and you're now in control of your life and your business, you attract more money. So having those contracts in place, it really helps you feel confident that your business is protected and you show up more authentically for yourself and for your client. You know what you have to do in terms of being legit. Having that contract gives you that extra sense of legitness. Your expectations are clearly set. Your clients know what to expect, and they are happy because now you deliver the results that you promised. And then you control how your money comes in, how the funds are processed, and it just makes you more empowered. And so based on all of this, I hope you are more empowered and more excited about actually having legal contracts in place. Contracts do not have to be a scary thing, but it is so necessary and a big part of you running your business. And so, if I have been able to support you today, I hope that you will consider working with me. I have, as I mentioned earlier, a special code for you today, and it's called Lady Boss, because that's who you are. And so that code though will expire in 24 hours, and I go back to my introductory rate of $197. So I'm giving this away for a ridiculously low price. If you were to come into the office with me today, and you can ask my clients for a consultation, I charge $300 for an hour. So I am giving away this consultation for $197, not $127, but for $97. Dang it. You're saying, she keeps going back and forth, but it is $97. And so I'm only doing this again, like I said, for the next 24 hours. So if you want to go to my website, www.mylegalbestfriend.com, and sign up. Again, it's www.mylegalbestfriend.com, and you can sign up there. So I just wanted to recap real quick what we covered today. Okay. I just want to make sure that you understand why contracts are so important. It is the basis, the foundational bedrock of everything that you do as a business. It is what really makes you visible and announces to your clients that you are a professional. For you to have a contract, there needs to be a meeting of the minds. Both of you have to agree. Also, you need to have a contract because of the expectations it sets. It protects you, it protects your client, it lists the duties that you would have to do. It gives you a lot of clarity surrounding your money. If there's a dispute, you know exactly what to do now and how to resolve that dispute. Also, for every single contract, there are certain terms that you must have. There has to be an offer which explains what you give to your clients. There has to be an acceptance which empowers them to sign up for your services. And there needs to be consideration. There must be money. We must talk about money in our contracts. And then the last bonus I gave you was an escape clause. There needs to be a way to get out of a contract if it's not working. You always want to plan for that contingency. Now, we don't hope that happens, but in case it does, you want to have that. So this is the difference. This is the difference between wearing a mini skirt on a frigid morning in Alaska and having a nice fur blanket. You don't want to think that, I have a contract and it doesn't have the necessary terms. You are operating under a false blanket of feeling secure. That is your miniskirt. But if you have all the terms that we just listed today, you can be nice and warm and cozy and fuzzy, knowing that you have done all the legal and the foundational work for you to start working with your clients. And so I just want to thank you again for showing up today and honoring yourself and trying to empower yourself in your business. Having a contract is very different from having a good contract, which can bulletproof your business. So I hope to speak with you. I hope you would take my offer to you today and schedule a one-on-one with me so that we can talk about your contracts, make it better, improve it in the session, and you leave feeling much more empowered than when you came. So in the interest of time, I am going to stop now and leave some time for some questions and answers. I love to hear from you. Let me know what your questions are.